When someone calls to you. Okay, I'm very excited, team. Your answers are not bad. Let's just expagorate or expand onto your good answers. Guess what? For the rest system will only requires you to have 3 items in place. Are we still in agreement, the team? Number 1, it's the anchor point. Though we've got 2 types of anchor points. Are we together here? We've got the self-identified anchor point and the permanent anchor points, right? Permanent ones are the ones that are engineered, normally are drilled onto walls and then we install lifelines, either with a steel cable formation. Are we together there? Right? Self-identified, it's temporary and it has been self-identified, like your cat ladder, your scaffolding. Are we in an agreement? So to create a fall arrest system, number 1, you should have that anchor point. Where are you going to connect? And it must be suitable to hold your weight after you've fallen. All right? Number 2, you must have a fall arrest device in place. In our industry, or the norm or the normalcy is to appreciate the double shock absorbing lanyard. Though we've got 4 different types of fall arrest devices. Are we still in agreement? Then number 3, obviously, you need the full body harness or the body protection harness that must be in place. So these 3 must be interlinked together to create a what? A fall arrest system. Okay. So when I'm putting on a harness, having my hooks also connected to the harness, right? Then I'm just standing here. In a professional term, you can only refer to me to state that the gentleman is in his fall arrest equipment. It only changes when I take my hooks, then I engage onto the scaffolding, onto the cat ladder. Then the story changes. You now refer to me to state that I'm now on my fall arrest system. Though the system does wonders from 3 meters going upwards in terms of height so that we can achieve the minimum free space. Are we still in agreement? Right. If you allow me to advise, gentlemen, as we stated, our fall arrest no limit kit must never be older than 5 years in circulation. So what then happens after 5 years? You do not throw away the equipment. The equipment must be brought back to the manufacturer. Then the manufacturer will assign a competent person to do what? To do another real major check onto the equipment and check if it's still worthwhile to be used. If that equipment passes on that certain interval, you then get another current certificate of conformance with you there. Does it make sense, gentlemen? Right? So you might get an answer to say fully discarded. Normally they don't want to give you back the actual damaged equipment. They discard it by cutting it. Remember, if it cannot work at your workplace, it can never do at your house as well. Are we still in agreement? Right. So our equipment will always have the hardware and the software. Remember, before we appreciate using this equipment, there should be an inspection that takes place. For instance, here, if I take the full body harness as a departure point, before I put on this type of harness, I should do an inspection. There is hardware and there is software onto it. The hardware part of this harness, it's made of steel. What affects steel? It's corrosion, rusting, bendings, and cracks are of our worry, right? Then the software part of things, it's made of webbing. What affects webbing? Stitching, cuts, phrases, unusual soft sections, unusual hard sections, not forgetting discoloration due to chemical exposure is of our worry. Are we still in an agreement there? Right? Then, if you want to understand each and every harness before you put it on, gentlemen, it's very easy. Always hold it by the shoulders. So this is a Bova type of harness, very good brand as well here in South Africa, right? So if you hold it in this manner, definitely speaking, you can see this is the back side of this harness. Are we together? Then hence this becomes the front side of this harness, right? Okay, let's have a look. There's an A here, which means this is the back dorsal D-ring, or which means this is the fall arrest attachment point, or the fall arrest back attachment point, all right? Then there is a placard or a sticker. It all varies per manufacturer. Some are here, some can be on the shoulders, some can be just at the back, right? But after good inspection has been done, this is where you should be able to refer on to. Why? Because this will notify you, or this will educate you to state the date of manufacture, the manufacturer's name, the serial number, and the SABS unit standard must be available. What is SABS?
South African Bureau of Standards.
South African Bureau of Standards. This is an association that has been put in place to make sure that each and every product made in South Africa is of quality before it reaches to the end user. Are we in agreement there? Right. We have stated that our equipment or our fall arrest no limit kit must never be older than 5 years. Why does the law state it must never be older than 5 years? Why do you think the law states that? Guess what? It's due to the weather conditions that we succumb here in Africa. You take the same very equipment to Europe, then it's granted 10 years. Are we in agreement there? For us here in Africa, yes, we sit on 5 years due to the weather conditions that we succumb. But now again, not all companies, as per company policy, they want to sit on 5 years because of their scope of work. They would rather than sit on 3 years. Are we still in an agreement? Because some companies are dealing with dangerous chemicals. So they do agree that yes, we do observe 5 years, but we do not want to sit on 5 years. Let's rather go to 3 years. Are we in an agreement? So your departure point before you accept or appreciate to use this equipment, there should be an inspection that takes place. As I stated, we've got hardware and software, and it mustn't be older than how many years?
5 years.
5 years. All right. Then, if we check onto our screen quickly, we have managed to distinguish what is a fall arrest system against what? Fall arrest equipment. Are we happy there? Fall arrest equipment is the same as to state that it's your fall protection equipment. It's the same thing. Are we in an agreement there? Fall protection equipment is whereby you put on your harness, you gear onto your harness, you have your double shock absorbing lanyard, or maybe extras with you there. If you're just standing, then it's fall protection equipment. The moment you engage onto the structure with your hooks, then it changes to be a system. All right. Then a fall protection plan. This is a well document that is put in place on a site prior before one commences work or any activity with regards to working at heights. What is this document? It makes sure that everyone works safe at height before one commences any activity. We've got two types of these fall protection plans. It can either be a generic fall protection plan or it can be a site-specific fall protection plan. Here at Msheq, we take pride and we've got confidence in the sense of what we do. Why? Because we also do offer such type of training. Are we together there? So that at the end of the day, you then become a fall protection plan developer, the actual developer. Are we in agreement? Whereby you can be able to approach any site to state either it should be a site-specific or it should be a generic. When we say site-specific, we simply say at your company Stallion where you are designated, we can only do a fall protection plan according to that site specific. When we go to another branch of yours, then what happens? We have to do another certain site specific. But if it's a generic type of fall protection plan, then what happens? It means it's one well document which covers all your branches because your
Same plan.
yes, the same plan but different sides. Yes, exactly. Wonderful. Are we in agreement there, T? Does this make sense? Are we in agreement? Am I talking to someone?
Yes.
Right. Thank you for confirming. Right. But now let's talk of the components of the fall protection plan. Sorry, I take pride and I'm serious in what I do. You can even see the face changes. Because this is more valuable in terms of where you are seated onto. I'm not offering you a favor. I'm definitely doing what I should be rendering towards where you are seated. You are more than free to ask questions as we go on. Okay, let's backtrack quickly, gentlemen. We've got components of this fall protection plan, either a generic one or a site-specific. Are we together there, gentlemen? We do have to have certain components for us to be able to create that fall protection plan. These components we can't do without for us to achieve the actual good fall protection plan. What are these components? Number one, you need to have a risk assessment in place for that specific site, either generic or site specific. Am I speaking to someone? Number two, there should be a rescue plan in place for that specific site, either generic or site specific, right? Number three, medical evaluations. Every crew member who's going to be working on site, they must have a valid medical certificate, at least they have annexure 3. Am I speaking to someone? Number four, equipment inspections must also be in place. Are we in an agreement there? And it must always be documented accordingly. This equipment inspection. So you see, we all cover each topic accordingly in that file. Lastly, it will be the training evaluations of the crew members that are going to be involved on the site. Are they well trained? So which means we also need our fall arrest level 1s, the 22998, explain and perform fall arrest techniques when working at heights, which means these individuals must then be supervised by a well-competent 22995 fall arrest technician, the one who's responsible for rescues. So in a professional manner, if I ask you today, do you have a fall arrest level 2 in place at your workplace after rendering such type of training? You must be able to say yes. Because now what happens if you get stuck? It also affects your audit because you're going to be, you can't answer yes or no because you're not well geared. So team, don't go and fight with the company, but if they are willing to develop the skills again, please tell them, thank you so much for taking for training, but please take us back also to Msheq so that we can do it. We can do our full arrest level 2. Are we in an agreement? Because for every group of teams, there should be at least a full arrest level 2 on site, the one who's responsible for executing the rescue, to activate also the site. If that person is not there, the site must never be activated. Does this make sense? Am I speaking to someone? Right. So we stated that the components of the full protection plan, at least we need 5. Training of the employees, medical evaluation, rescue plan, risk assessment, and what else? Rescue plan. Right? Did I miss anything in between? Equipment inspections. That was the other. Are we together? Right. Any questions on your side here? Are we still together? All right. Must I say it again? Are you happy? Okay. Then we've got the HLL, horizontal lifeline. We call it the HLL, horizontal lifeline. Please, can you be advised that we've got 2 types of these horizontal lifelines. It can either be a permanent horizontal lifeline, which is made of steel cable. What is the advantage? It enables you faster movement in a horizontal maneuver. Are we in an agreement? Then we've got also the temporary horizontal lifelines. So like temporary horizontal lifelines. It's made of a canamental static rope that renders a 300 kg safe working load, and the braking strength is 2.7 to 3 tons. That is the breaking point of this canamental static rope, right? Then, if we install such type, then we refer to it as a what? A temporary horizontal lifeline. The advantage again is faster horizontal movement. Where do we apply this type of setting? Where there's the possibility for coexist, especially on top of our roofs or on top of our lorry trailers. Okay, when we do inspection of maybe chemical deep inspections, we have to be connected onto such lines, all right, because we can maneuver horizontally. Am I speaking to someone? Are we in an agreement? Thank you. Confirm. Right. Then we've got the VLL, vertical lifeline. Vertical lifeline. All right. Some companies, they will then call it safe climb. All right. Then some companies will keep it like that, vertical lifeline. But we need to appreciate, gentlemen, that we've got 2 types. We've got the temporary vertical lifeline, which enables us faster movement up and down on a vertical rigid lifeline. So normally what you do, you are geared up in your harness, right? And you are added. Then you take or you have your mobile fall arrestor engaged onto the line. I'll show you in the upcoming videos. The moment when you connect in that manner, we refer to you that you are on a fall arrest system. Why? The application, though, it only enables you to climb up and down on a vertical lifeline. Normally on our cat ladders, are we in an agreement there? So it enables you faster movement up and down. You don't need to be applying your hooks, and you don't need hooks on top of that system. Are we in an agreement there? All right. Any questions? Must I go on? Wonderful. Then we are here. HIRA, Hazardous Identification Risk Assessment. It's another course that we do also render here at Msheq. Are we together there? So that we are able to assess and identify the risk and the hazards. Because some of us here, we are still maybe in an illusion that we are not able to distinguish between a risk and a hazard. Okay, let me not go much in depth in that, but it's something that you should know as we also work at heights, as we cover certain issues like the actual cost, as I say. Then we've got the PPE, personal protective equipment. Are we having our safety shoes, reflective jackets if we need it, earplugs, goggles, gloves? Are we still in agreement? All right. Then the SANS, what is it? South African National Standards. As I gave the definition before, we covered on that one. Right. For risk, the definition, any potential exposure to falling either from or into something. That is what we refer to as the fall risk. Are we in an agreement? Then the hazard, it's a source of exposure to danger or anything with the potential to cause harm. Then that's the risk. The risk is the probability that injury or damage will occur. Let's just quickly distinguish between a risk and a hazard. In my own understanding, for us not to get confused, can you see this table here? Let's take it as an ocean. So if I stand here, do I have a risk in front of me or I've got a hazard in front of me? What can you refer? It's a hazard. Very good. Then if I jump into the ocean, then it's a risk. Yes. Thank you. That's a very good way of distinguishing the two. So the other one is an occurrence. Then the other one is a prior of an occurrence. All right. For clearance, the necessary distance needed between the worker to prevent collision with the ground or an obstacle. For protection plan, a document plan covering risk, procedures, methods, and rescue plan for work from there, as I stated before. All right. Okay. I wouldn't want to say much only on what's on the screen. I'll then backtrack, go back to the screen, backtrack, and go back to the screen. All right. How many types of harnesses do we have in the industry, gentlemen? We've got 4 types of harnesses. Yes. We've got the fall arrest type of harness, right? Then we've got the restrained type of harness, the one that I've mentioned that you can use it in your M-webs, and you can also use it already on top of a roof to create a restrained or a work restrained scenario. Are we together there? Then we've got the rope access type of harness. Are we in an agreement there? Whereby the guys are working at heights, but their feet are not onto the structure. They are actually dangling in the air. They've got 2 attachment points. If one fails, obviously the other one becomes also a backup line. Are we still in an agreement? Then the 4th harness will be a pole climbing harness. Are we together? A pole climbing harness. Among these 4 harnesses that we have covered, please accept or be informed that a good safe working load per harness must be at least 120 kgs but never exceed 150. That will be the safe working load. According to the standard number, at least a good harness must state 50361. Are we together there? 50361 according to the standard number. Are we still in agreement there? Right. Then when it comes here, this is a snap hook. Sometimes we can have an oval quick link. We can have a quick link or an oval mullion, depending per manufacturer. But guess what? This then becomes the shock absorber. The shock absorber has been put in place to absorb the shock during a fall and to protect your spinal cord. This will rupture, this will deploy, this one will activate at 600 kgs if you take a fall. It's your weight times 4 and the depth that you're falling at. Guess what? It never opens at once or ruptures at once. It opens in stages. Are we in an agreement there? But yes, if you are portable like me, definitely you can't fully open. Either maybe going on to a partial deployment stage. Alright? But it's of your necessity to appreciate again the date of manufacture, the manufacturer's name, the serial number, and the SABS standard must be available. Are we in agreement there? Once the shock absorber has been deployed or open up, report, remove, replace immediately. We call it the RR system. You report about it, you remove about it, then you replace about it immediately. Are we still in agreement there? Right. Then here we've got 3 names. Pylon hooks, double action hooks, or scaffold hooks. Alright? For you to be able to access to this part here, you have to be able to press to this segment. So this is a double action, you press, then you hold into, then it opens up. If it's working properly or if it's serviceable, if you let go, it must be able to return on its own. That's how you know that the pylon hook is serviceable. So if you open, then it stays like that after you let go, then it must be out of service. Good mannerisms or good workmanship will state that never drop the hooks to the ground because they are easily damaged if you were to do so. Am I speaking to someone? Are we in an agreement there? So please take note of such actions when we are at height. Right. Any questions, Tim, as we go on? No questions. Am I talking? Yes, sir.
Just wanted to ask from
Yes.
From what you, what is there on the TV and what you are saying?
Yes.
Is it mentioning each and everything that's
Yes,
there,
it's
or-
mentioning each and everything. It's just that I
It's
don't
just
want
that
you.
it's-
It's just that I don't want you to sleep as I read everything on the screen. So I explain it, then I touch up and see where we are and going on. I'll start giving you page numbers. Don't worry. For now, I just want the listening skills and maybe writing notes. But that's a very intelligent question. I love that one. Yes. You are wondering where is it coming and where is it? Yeah. No. So I will say also a lot on my side, then I'll have a look on where we are and then we go on. Right. So you see, I spoke of the full body harness already. I went in depth. I said a good harness must be 120 kg but never exceed 150. According to the standard number, I have sorted you out. I said it must be a 50361, of which you might not get it yet, but at least I have managed to expand or to expand
Extra knowledge first.
Yeah, extra knowledge first. All right. I can see there's a smile there. Right. Then we've got the lanyard. Right. The lanyards are as what you see in my hand. Or are we in an agreement? So you can either have the adjustable lanyards, or you can have these ones for restraint type of approach. Okay. Right. Can I go on? Lifelines. Okay. A system used where an anchor point are not available or are unsuitable. Okay. So lifelines, normally it's an installation of a line. But guess what? You can't just run a temporary lifeline from here up to the gate. Per every graduation or in between, from 1 to 8 meters or 10, there should be an alpine butterfly knot. From that alpine butterfly knot to the next graduation, there should be again another alpine butterfly knot. So that distance is between 8 to 10 meters. What it means, one person can connect into their own graduation before the next graduation. So that if this person takes a fall, it does not affect everyone connected onto the same line, because per every alpine, there is a connection link between an alpine and a carabiner to the safe point. Alpine and carabiner to the safe point. Are we in an agreement? Whereas running just one long horizontal lifeline, if it collapses, then we've got everyone going in the same vein.
That only affects one person in four.
Yes,
Not affects.
affirmative to that. So we rather have 4 or 5 individuals, but in their own sections as per graduations. Are we in does it make sense? Yes. All right. Suspension trauma. Suspension trauma. What is suspension trauma in your own understanding? What is it? Okay, so in several books, suspension trauma, in some other books, or if you are a bookworm like me, it goes on to state that suspension trauma, it is also known as the orthostatic intolerance syndrome, or the orthostatic syndrome, or the hanging harness syndrome. I'll backtrack again. I have stated that suspension trauma, it is known as the orthostatic intolerance syndrome, or the orthostatic syndrome, or the hanging harness syndrome. If you hear all those segments, yes, they are talking of your cut off your growing area. Okay? And it's the same as saying suspension trauma. But now one may wonder, what is suspension trauma? Suspension trauma is very easy, gentlemen. Suspension trauma is a situation whereby a human being is kitted up in this harness. Then the harness being connected on an anchor point. Then the weight of the human being opposing the direction of the harness that has been connected on an anchor point. This is what we refer to as suspension trauma, or the orthostatic intolerance syndrome, or the hanging harness syndrome. So if that occurs, in our for protection plan, we were supposed also to distinguish which good harness can then be implied in that scenario. A good harness, if that happens, if we know that the individual cannot be able to go back onto the structure immediately, then the harness was supposed to have a what? The harness was supposed to have a suspension trauma strap, or a suspension trauma loop. Normally it's at the back of the harness, on the waist belt of the harness. So immediately after you have fallen, you have to then deploy or activate or open the pouch at the back. When you do so, a strap goes out, a suspension trauma strap goes out, a suspension trauma loop will then go out. Then what must you do? You then have to put your foot inside into that loop. Why are you doing so? So that your blood circulation will keep on circulating. So that your cardiovascular system will keep on circulating. I love that when there's an, yes, that's wonderful. There's a training to work with this, right? Perfect. So how many hours can you await for rescue if you had a harness with a suspension trauma strap? You can be there for 48 hours. Though we don't allow you to await for await for rescue for 48 hours. Good rescuers must never exceed 15 minutes. 15 minutes must never exceed. If you do not have the suspension trauma step in place after you've fallen, you only have got 15 minutes in the environment. After then, it's 5 minutes kidney failure, lung failure, then it shutters off the brain. Why? Because oxygenated blood won't be made viable to keep on circulating. Am I speaking to someone? Are we in agreement?
Yes,
Yes, because on your growing area it will be clogged.
yes. To stop the circulation.
Yes. Am I speaking to someone? Are we in agreement?
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Any extras? This makes sense. Happy? All right. So a blood pools in the legs due to harness pressure, which can lead to unconsciousness and death. That's exactly what it is. So this is where we need the fall arrest level 2s in place. So if the company is still willing to invest in us, gentlemen, it's very simple. Just book again with Msheq, do your fall arrest level 2. The duration is 3 days. You'll be well prepared. After all, we then prescribe that please have the rescue kit also in place. Because just getting the training without having the kit in place, then what are we saying? Okay, that's a problem. Okay, can I go on? Work positioning. All right. The work positioning lanyard, normally it's a work positioning lanyard. I don't have one in place here quickly. I'll show you. The work positioning lanyard, we imply it when we work at heights if we want our hands to be free or to have both hands free whilst we work at heights. Are we together? That's what it enables us, especially the telecom guys. If they work on our towers, they would want to have the fall arrest system in place. Then they'll do what? They will also want to have them in a sitting position, right? So they can have both hands free as they access, or they can do a certain type of maneuver. So us as individuals, we might confuse ourselves. Your work positioning lanyard, the extra belt, it's not referred to as the work positioning lanyard here. This is your waist belt of the harness. That is the belt. That one is only referred to as the work positioning lanyard. Don't say belt onto it. The belt is found on the waist. So the work positioning lanyard, it has got also its hooks that you then connect to each side dealing of the harness. Are we together there? Am I speaking to someone? All right, any questions? Why is it I'm not having questions? Am I talking sense?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, the explanation is good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad it gives me more energy. All right, what does the legislation talk about when it comes to working at heights? We've got 3 laws that we have when it comes to working at heights. So guys, my voice, I know, is the voice projection all right? Remember I stated that I'm not owing you a favor. I need to make sure I'm rendering service towards what you guys have paid for. All right. The Constitution of South Africa forms the foundation for health and safety legislation. Key legislation include the Occupational Health and Safety Act, Mine Health and Safety Act, General Safety Regulation, and Construction Regulations. These are the 3 bodies. Oh, sorry for blocking your way. These are the 3 bodies that governs working at heights. Why mine health and safety? Why in the mines? Remember, that's a very good question. Was it a question?
Yeah,
Right.
they mostly use it in mines.
Yes,
Yeah.
so let's talk about it. We are still working at heights even when we are in the mines, even if we go under shaft. You know why? Because if we erect a scaffold under shaft, then we climb onto that scaffold. We are pronounced, we are working at heights. Does this make sense? All right. So yes, Mine and Health and Safety Act, yes. General Safety Regulation, yes. And we are into the construction services. Right. Working at heights must be planned, supervised, and performed with appropriate fall protection equipment in place. The legal focus is to eliminate or mitigate hazards before relying on a PPE. That's why we appreciate that fall protection plan in place. Are we together? So wherever you go and work, gentlemen, before you start saying, but why am I climbing on this ladder? And at the same very time, it doesn't mean that I must connect on the same very ladder. You don't even know what to do. Which means if you fall, you are the first one to go down. Then the ladder, you see it coming to you. Or you go somewhere, you work there, you are not sure, then you find yourself, you are unattached. And then you see the ground zooming. You must know you are the one who's going there. When you see the ground is zooming, you are the one who's going there. The only time you are feeling is to ask yourself, so what is the feeling when I get there now? So how do we measure heights? This is a certain joke I share. How do we measure heights? If you hear someone say, then you must know the distance was short. Right? There's a little bit.
Yeah, long screen.
Yeah, then you feel it. Please don't laugh at my jokes when the lessons are done or next week it's no longer fun. All right. Okay, but you see guys, so it's very necessary to have the right idea, the right knowledge, the right approach. Do your research before you work on that side. You are allowed to ask about the fall protection plan on a certain side. I see my guy is crying of laughing. I haven't started with you. All right. And also, don't be jealous with another person knowing that he knows what he's doing. Let me tell you what happened to me. I went to Europe at a certain time to do this working at heights activity. So, you know, as a man, as you are growing up, your own parents are also growing. So I sent my mom tablets, to keep on looking younger, because I could afford it that time, right? So as I sent the tablets back home, my mom started taking the tablets. She started looking. Guess what? The light in the house. You were so jealous. Instead of appreciating or asking, how many are you taking today? Or how are you doing it extra? He was so jealous to extend away, but he took all the tablets to himself. So nature is not forgiving. He became back to be a baby. That was now my father. This happened drastically with him. When I got back, I found my mother sweeping the passage, putting on a baby on the bed.
Changing
You're
nappies.
great. Then I'm like, I was smoothing in my eyes. I said, hey, Mama. I said, how are you? And I'm like, oh. And then sometimes I'm still waiting for this package to hear about the story. Then they said, no. I said, who's this in the bed? I said, oh, that's your father. She said, yeah. I said, that's your father. I said, he took too much of those tablets. He was so jealous. So now we became, so we have, from then onwards, things just changed. So as I walk, no one really understands, so who's the man of the house? Is it me or the one in the bed? Because it went so worse that the guy is even comes hugging. You see? So,
Sounds like it,
yeah. So what it means, just the story behind or the teaching here. Don't be jealous with somebody who knows what they do at heights. Whereas you are supposed to get more information from that person before you attend. To say, no, let me just ignore, let me just do it my way. Working at heights, it's very stubborn. You see, when we train you, some of you, when you go to work now, you want to impress the boss. You'll be the first one to climb the tower. 20, yeah, you reach 20, 40 meters high. Guess what? You look down there, you see the back, it looks like a small matchbox now. You hear someone say, see, what will took you to go there? And now nobody tells you that the tower also does 2 meters. 2 meters. So you now hear that individual now, the cleverness is gone. Say, hey guys, I can't go up. I can come down. Immediately that is a rescue in place. So let's respect working at the heights properly. Are we together? We don't do shortcuts. We also don't rush about it. I'll also share another teaching about shortcuts when it comes to working at heights. So be prepared. The crying is going to be happening and the learning is going to be taking place as well. All right. Right. So yeah, exactly as what we stated, working at heights must be planned, supervised, and performed with appropriate fall protection equipment in place. The legal focus is to eliminate or mitigate hazards before relying on the PPE, right? Then it takes us to relevance in working at heights. Employers must provide a safe working environment at heights. That's them first, all right? Employers. Then it takes us to the hazards at height. Must be eliminated or mitigated before using a PPE. Workers at height must be trained and supervised at all times. You can't just work off the same people on site. Level 1s, why? Who's gonna be the advanced person when it comes to need of doing the rescues? Because we are not allowed to install lifelines, even the temporary ones. Neither do the rescues. They should be at level 2. So please, for your audit's sake, to look also organized and to be clear. There's nothing wrong to go there to say, guys, thank you for the training you took us, but we still lack another package because we are of the same level. If it happens, none of us can also. The ambulance guys, they don't have this type of training. I don't know if I'm talking sense. Right. All workers at height must be supervised by a trained person. Workers must take reasonable care and follow health and safety rules. Fall protection equipment must not be misused or damaged. You can't take your working at heights box for towing your cars. Alright, that's different. Okay. Then I know it happens. Or the same harnesses are at the back of the parking seat. It happened. Yeah, I know this will definitely
It's strong
happen.
enough.
It's strong enough. But now you have trained too much on the rope. In terms of our quarterly inspections, it won't qualify in the circulation.
It can be stretched.
Yes, it can be stretched. Are we together there? Right. Appeals to persons employed at mines in South Africa. Employers must ensure the mine is safe and without risk to workers as far as reasonable practicable. Employees have the right to leave areas where there is reasonable justification for believing that danger exists. If you feel that it's not safe to do so, talk about it, be clever about it, don't fight about it, discuss about it, document about it, not just discuss about it, email about it. Then let them sign also about it. All right. Okay. Risk assessment must identify and address 4 hazards on mine sites. Workers must use appropriate fall protection equipment and comply with mine-specific procedures. General safety regulations. Safety equipment may include belts, harness, nets, fall arresters, lifelines, safety hooks, or similar equipment. Employers must instruct employees in the proper use, maintenance, and limitations of safety equipment. Work in an elevated position must be performed safely from a ladder, scaffolding, or equally safe position. Ladders must be suitable, fitted with non-skid devices, and secured for stability. You know what, guys? It's now prohibited to climb on a ladder without having a ladder training certificate. Did you know about that? We also offer that type of training here at Msheq. I know some of you said, it's not marketing strategy. No, it's not marketing
That's
strategy.
director of more management.
Yes, I'm telling you now. Okay, let's go in depth. Let me prove myself right. Because some of you like, this guy is trying. No, it's not like I'm marketing. I'm actually telling you what's right. Because if you go on our counter and ask about the ladder training, yes, you get a quotation, which means it exists. When it goes to audits, if you find somebody who knows what they're talking about, they can ask you, okay, these are ladders. When last were they inspected? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, are you qualified?
I found a site like that last week.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you see, guys. So,
the one day they picked.
yes.
Right. Very solid.
So, thank you. I was still in agreement team. So, let's check your knowledge quickly. Let's check your knowledge because as we are not selfish yet, Msheq, we do what? We do allow you. Sorry, man.